His first marriage was offered to him. A woman offered herself to him to be married through their cousin. She had already been married. She had already been widowed twice. Khadija radiallahu anha had been married to wealthy men. One died. She was married to another. He died. And then she offered herself to Prophet Muhammad. And they married. And they were married from then all the way up until the age of about 51, 52, like this. And she passed away. At the time they were exiled into the desert along with some of the followers of Islam. The people of Mecca were trying to kill them. Let them starve to death out in the desert. They had sanctions against them. When she passed away, again, he never had any other girlfriends ever. But when she passed away, some of the followers of Islam, close friends of his, would come to him and suggest, why don't you get married to this lady or this one and so and so. Because they saw how sad he was and they wanted to help him through this troubled time. Get married again, take another wife. He was offered marriage to Sauda and he accepted it. He was offered marriage later on to Aishah, and she was very young. That's in Sahih Bukhari. On her own authority, she said it herself. But he didn't marry her. Most people misquote the hadith, especially if they're not Muslim and they're trying to use this against Muslim. The hadith said that she was a young girl, around 6, I think, and her mother came to her while she was playing outside. Her mother. Her mother took her inside the house to her father. Now, so far, this is family, right? The best friend of her father, which is Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, is offering her, his daughter, offering her in marriage to Muhammad. He offered it. This is offer marriage. It was the custom of the people of the time to do that with your children, to get them married to somebody that you love very much. And age was not really a consideration. And by the way, she had already been offered in marriage before to someone else. A lot of people don't know that, because Abu Bakr had already offered her to someone else. And it didn't work out. So it wasn't even the first time. And as far as age discrepancies here, this is really a more modern thing, because according to the Catholic Church and their own encyclopedia, and you can read it online, they claim that Joseph, who was the husband of Mary, was 92 years old and she was around 12 or 13. But we'll come back to the hadith, because I'm not here to attack Catholic Church or their teachings, not at all. But we'll come back to the hadith and read, and she said, and she went back outside and she was playing again. Now, how in the world did you get anything out of that other than an offer of marriage was made, and obviously it didn't happen, otherwise she wouldn't be back playing in the dirt. Yet I'm sorry to say it like this, but this is the way the question came to me in public. At a gathering like this in the university there outside of Washington, D.C. This was an Arab, but he wasn't a Muslim. He said, what do you say about a 53-year-old man has sex with a 6-year-old girl? I say that this is a disgusting question, because that is not what the hadith says. The word sex isn't in there. In fact, the word sex isn't in any part of all of these subjects talking about their engagement. Because obviously, in Islam, you're not allowed to have sex until after the marriage. Something these people don't understand. Marriage is the contract that permits sex, and you're not allowed to have it without. Hello? Missed the whole point. When you read this hadith, then you don't want to read the next hadith, because it clearly says she's much older now, and the same exact offer is being made again. She's older. Now some people thought, well, that's because, discrepancy in hadith. One that says she's 6, one says she's 9, one says she's 11, whatever. But the point is this: it really is another time, later. Because the first go around it says that she's back outside. Later, when she's older, she accepts and she is married to him. Why? Because in chapter 4 of the Quran, Surah An-Nisa, it clearly says, verse 19, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O you who believe, you cannot inherit women against their will. A woman cannot decide who she will marry or not marry until she's old enough to have babies. She's not really a woman yet, she's still a small girl. So obviously this is why the Prophet ﷺ didn't accept it. It doesn't say that in the hadith, because after all, a 6-year-old girl wouldn't have understood all that anyway.